Good afternoon and welcome to Guiseley AFC Radio. I'm Colin Robertson and alongside me this afternoon is Adi Towers. We've got full match commentary of Guiseley AFC's Vanarama Conference North match at the Eon Visual Media Stadium here at North Ferriby against North Ferriby. Adi, good afternoon. Lovely day for football, isn't it? Beautiful conditions here. If anything, it's a little bit warm for mid-October.
Yeah, it's really quite odd. I mean, they were saying over here that it was quite cool last night before the rain, but it's certainly more like a late spring day than a mid-autumn day, isn't it?
After the exertions of the FA Cup last week and the draw that we've got against Grimsby Town next Saturday, it'll be a huge game. This is a reminder, really. This is such an important league encounter for us, isn't it, again this afternoon?
Yes, I mean they got off to a great start. One of the pre-season favourites because of the the size of the budget, but they've had a bit of a wobble. But of late, the results have improved again. And I was just speaking to Matty Wilson beforehand, the ex-Guiseley Matty Wilson, who was saying that confidence is very high and they owe us one. So it's that sort of game. We beat them 4 times last year, and I'm sure that's something that Billy Heath has reminded them of.
Yeah, and they'll certainly be looking for a bit of revenge because at 3 of those games they didn't even score a goal, did they, in last season? No,
in fairness, I thought, with respect to these who worked very hard, very organised, and had a very good season last season, having a good season this season, I thought certainly in 3 of those games we were very much the better side. But I said Billy was fairly steely-eyed about it beforehand, so I suspect this might well be a challenging encounter.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, last Saturday the Lions swept aside a Hales Owen Town side 3-0 at Nethermore. I spoke to Lions boss Mark Bauer after the game. Joined now by Mark Bauer after the fine 3-0 win at home to Hales Owen Town. Mark, you can only lose, can't you, in the FA Cup as a manager against a team lower down, but must be really pleased with the fact that we've done such a professional job this afternoon.
Yeah, it was good really from start to finish. We started on the front foot and we were creating chances from the off, kept the ball really well and moved it well and exploited some of their weaknesses really. And the only disappointment really is that we didn't score more goals, but the one thing we wanted at the start of the day was to be in the hat on Monday, which we are. So pleased. Professional job done, and we look forward to the draw.
Yeah, 3 goals. The man has been banging them all season. He had a good game, but just couldn't seem to find the back of the net this afternoon.
No, he had a few chances, Boise, but he's going to have those days where it doesn't go in for you. A bit unlucky hitting the inside of the post, and it almost running across the goal line. Those little scrambles that he could have poked in on another day. But if he's going to have an off day, let's have it when other lads are chipping in and we're comfortable. So I'm sure he'll score plenty of goals for us this season, boys, if we keep presenting him with chances like we did today. Other people stepped up to the mark today and took their chances and made it a comfortable afternoon for us.
Yeah, you had to make a few changes. No Ben Parker, no Danny Boschel, obviously. How did you feel the changes you made went this afternoon?
Well, Andy Holdsworth coming in for Danny Boschel in midfield's a like-for-like replacement as such. Andy's got quality and showed it today. They had plenty of time in midfield on the ball, Jake and Andy. I thought they ran it really well and moved the ball really well for us. And then with Jake Skelton coming in from Leeds United, he slotted in. Not in place of Ben Parker, but we adjusted it to bring him into the team, and a young lad coming in, I thought he did well. He really growing into the game. Unfortunately, he's come off feeling his hamstring, so we'll have to see how that one is. And obviously, with the likes of Bosch and Ben Parker being out, added to the likes of Danny Hall, AJ, Jack Stockdale out. Obviously, we've lost Josh Wilson as well. We're a little bit depleted at the minute. We're hoping that most of those little knocks are short term, and we should have a bigger pool to pick from again next week. But the lads that went out on the pitch today didn't do themselves any harm and put in a really good performance.
So, sure, you'll be tuning into the draw on Monday. What sort of draw would be a good draw? I'll ask this again.
It'd be, obviously, we'd like a home tie. We'd like to play someone from as low down the pyramid as possible. If anyone says to me, they don't mind who they get as long as they're at home, I think they're talking nonsense. I don't want to be playing, your top conference teams. I want to be playing someone that we can dominate and be on top of. Can't control it. We'll get who we get, and whoever it is, we'll go and do our best. And there's a massive prize of first round properly the FA Cup at stake for the winners. So look forward to it. Patch the lads up this week and go again next week at Ferriby, and hopefully we'll get a good draw on Monday.
Well, it's a week off, isn't it? Because there's no replay. It's a tough place to go to next week, isn't it? North Ferriby. What are your thoughts ahead of that?
Yeah, it'd be difficult. We know what to expect. They know plenty about us, and we know plenty about them, having played them 4 times last season. It'll be another difficult game. It's a game that we'll have to approach properly and like we've done certainly in the last two, where I think we've been excellent in the last two games. We've got to approach it in the same manner. If we do, we've got a chance of winning the game. But they're a big, strong, organised side. We know what to expect from them. They know what to expect from us. But it's usually a good game when we come up against them.
Mark Bauer there speaking to me after the Halesowen Town victory last Saturday in the FA Cup. AD, it was a cracking result, wasn't it? It was a good, comprehensive victory for the Lions, and that draw against Grimsby Town is a real tough one.
Yes, I mean, from part of the Defenders Union, I have to say that the pleasing point last week was a clean sheet, and if I'm honest, they never really looked like scoring. And on a different day, Adam Boyce could have had 5. I thought we played very well. Funnily enough, we were talking about draws and what was the worst we could get, and the worst we could get was Grimsby away. So hey, but we are where we are. It'll be a good challenge for the lads, and they're a little bit in and out at the moment. So if we're on top of our game, there's a chance. And if we've got ambition, that's the place you're going to have to go and test yourself. So in one sense, looking forward to it.
Well, Leeds United defender Jake Skelton made his Nethermore debut there on last Saturday as he started a month-long loan spell with Guiseley. He spoke to Tom Feeney after last week's cup victory.
With Jake Skelton after that 3-0 victory for Guiseley today. Jake, you made your debut. How did you find it?
Yeah, it's a tough test. The lads have made me feel welcome, and I really enjoyed it. I think we deserved the win. We were battering from start to finish, to be honest with you. But yeah, just keep it going. And came off with cramp near end, so I just need to get a game time and keep getting stuck in. It's good. I'm really enjoying it.
How did you find playing with Danny Ellis, such an experienced defender?
Yeah, Danny's helped me along. Trained Thursday night with the lads, and from the start, we were there next to me, just giving me his experience, and I'm just bouncing off and I'm just growing, and I feel like we can make a good partnership over the month alone I've got here.
In terms of the move, when did you find out it could happen?
I got a text Wednesday night from Neil Redfern up at Leeds United, and he asked me if I'd like to come along. Guys, he said they were interested, so I thought, I'll give it a go. First team football, and it's a really good standard as well, and like I say, I'm really enjoying it, so may it continue.
How did you find today then? Obviously you said you got a bit of cramp at the end. Did you enjoy though that 70 plus minutes?
Yes, it was a tough test, like I said. It's a very experienced striker. Quite enjoyed it end of the day, and I'll keep enjoying that.
But the size of him, the confidence of him, I think you can see there's a tremendous footballer in there, and we're grateful to Leeds for both letting us have him, but also it's good for Jake also to get the experience.
Well, welcome to the Eon Visual Media Stadium for this afternoon's Vanarama Conference North match between North Ferriby United and Guiseley. Let's go through the team news now. First, Guiseley, who've been struggling with injuries this season, had to make 2 key changes ahead of the victory over Halesowen last Saturday when captains Ben Parker and player assistant manager Danny Boschel were not fit to play. Danny Boschel doesn't make the starting 11 again, but is on the bench this afternoon. Guiseley start off with Stephen Drench in goal, Ryan Toulson, Danny Lowe, Jake Skelton, Danny Ellis, Jake Lawler, Wayne Brooksby, Andy Holsworth, Adam Boyes, Nicky Boschel and Gavin Rothery. On the bench, Jack Stockdill, Stephen Dickinson, Danny Boschel, Danny Forrest and Ollie Johnson. Today's opponents, North Ferriby, were sick of the sight of the Lions last season after Guiseley won all 4 matches between the two sides, including inflicting a playoff semi-final defeat on Billy Heath's men. The Villagers have had a mixed start to this league campaign, and after winning 4 of their first 5, North Ferriby have gone on to pick just 5 points up out of a possible 21. This afternoon, North Ferriby line up in goal with Adam Nicklin, Nathan Peat, Josh Wild, Liam King, Greg Anderson, Danny Hone, Jamie Yates, Russell Fry, Tom Denton, Nathan Jarman and Jason St. Just. And on the bench, Matt Wilson, Tom Nicholson, Louis Bruce, Adam Boulder and Dan Clayton. AD, it's going to be another tough afternoon. I mean, of course, we're missing Danny Boschel this afternoon from the starting lineup. But what's your take on the way that we're lining up now with Andy Holsworth and with Jake Skelton, both playing those 2 quite key roles in this side?
Well, I think it'll be a tremendous test for Big Jake today. I mean, we all know that Ferriby go front to back, direct front to back. In Tom Denton, they've got a 6'7" centre forward who's a handful at any level. So yeah, it'll be a challenge for Jake today. But I have to say that as Mark said, Andy H isn't the same player as Danny Boschel, but does something very similar in terms of he gets the ball and gives it. He's got an eye for a pass. His free kicks are a big asset to the team. So it will be a style contrast as ever. It'll be very physical, I'm sure. But it's the sort of place you have to come and get results if we look to push on to get promoted.
Well, we are on air. We are hopefully coming through up against Greg Anderson. Anderson clears the ball into touch. Guiseley win the throw.
Did that very quickly as well, didn't we?
Toulson now into the area towards Boschel. Cut out well by Anderson. And then St Just gets it up towards the halfway line. And it's taken down by Tom Denton. Denton lays it out to the right-hand side. There's a run forward by Jamie Yates. Yates is beaten to it by Danny Lowe. Stephen Drench gets the ball caught under his foot and eventually takes it away from the defender. And then a terrible pass back, and there's a chance here for Guiseley to take the lead, and Adam Boyes has been gifted a goal. The goalkeeper, Adam Nicklin, and Danny Hone got their lines completely mixed up. Hone headed the ball over the oncoming Adam Nicklin. Boyes was on hand to slot the ball into the back of the net, and barely 2 minutes into this game, Guiseley have the lead. It's North Ferriby 0, Guiseley 1.
I think that's a tremendous compliment to Boyes' persistence there as well. The pitch is slightly longer than he might like, and also, as you saw at the other end from Drenchy, it's quite sticky. They'd had heavy overnight rain, and it's very easy for that to happen. So we've seen one at both ends almost. It's just that we were able to take advantage of ours.
Well, what a superb start.
You always worry about those, though, don't you? Because he'd so much time. Was he going to miss it?
If he'd missed that, I think we'd have given up and gone home. Denton now gets the ball as Ferriby tried to make an immediate response. A shot comes in from Liam King straight into the arms of Stephen Drench.
Once again, though, demonstrating not a pitch to dwell on. I mean, we tried to take a touch there. There was no touch to be taken, and suddenly they're on us. So, you know, we it's going to be a difficult afternoon, this, because of the state of the pitch, actually. Good pitch, but it's just because of the weather that they've had, it's just made it slightly stickier than it normally is.
Ball picked up well by Andy Holdsworth in midfield. Gives it to Gavin Rothery. Rothery lays it back here to Jake Lawler. Guys are coming forward again with a few numbers into the North Ferriby half. Floated in
Terrific
by Lowe.
ball.
Lowe up towards Boyes. It's headed away by Hone. Helped away now by Russell Fry. And now North Ferriby can come over the halfway line. Fry on the ball still. Sending it out towards Pete, right back. But it requires Jamie Yates to come back and collect.
Well done there by Nicky Boschel, who we sometimes criticise for his work rate, but that's really good shuttling around. That's three defenders now he's made work by just persistence.
Then a long ball forward now. It's actually sent Jarman into the clear on the right-hand side. Jarman crosses, the ball headed goal bound, and eventually forced. Throws it in towards Jake Lawler. Lawler under tremendous pressure, unable to get on the end of that. The ball is now cleared, and Ferriby look to come on the counter-attack again. Denton's ahead of Yates, who comes down the right-hand side. Yates sprays the ball out to the other side, and it's a heavy clearance that Danny Lowe has to make. Ryan Toulson, rather, has to make to...
Shape-wise, we're not coping with Jamie Yates at the moment. That's twice. He's just completely got off his marker.
Throwing now here for Ferriby. Nathan Peat to take. Midway through the Guiseley half on the right-hand side. Sends it up towards Denton. Denton flicks it on and out into touch.
Mark will be disappointed actually with that, because I mean we know all about Jamie Yates, talented player, but I have to say that you just can't let him run like that, and he also delivers a good cross as well. We've already seen also what a handful 6'7" of Tom Denton is as well, haven't we?
It's a towering figure, isn't it?
He's just cleverly swapped himself onto Skelton as well.
A real test for Jake Skelton this afternoon. Gavin Rothery battling in midfield, attempting to win the ball from Liam King, the goal scorer for North Ferriby.
Well done, son.
Great header from Jake Skelton to take it away from Denton, but Denton will have another chance at this because it's sent back towards him. Skelton again ahead of him. And it's out into touch for a North Ferriby throw again. I feel like we've had half an hour already in this game.
Yes, I have to say that it's alarmingly open.
Ball taken down once again by Ferriby, but won back by Nicky Boschel inside Guiseley's half. Headed on by Jake Lawler, but still North Ferriby have the ball inside the Lions area. And it's up in the air towards Jarman. Denton gets the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Out to the right-hand side to Yates. Yates crosses towards the back post, where Jason St Just was waiting to collect. He's now down by the corner flag. His cross is blocked and out for a throw-in.
We're standing off. We're not going and winning the ball. We're letting it bounce, which is fatal.
The ball back in towards the penalty spot, headed away from Denton. Picked up again though, North Ferriby attempt a rather acrobatic volley from Nathan Jarman, but it's gone high and wide.
Very much one for the cameras, wasn't it?
Would have been a good goal if it had gone in, sort of thing.
But they have been first to the last 3 or 4 sort of second balls, which is getting a little bit disturbing actually. We just don't look quite at it. 8
minutes gone, and it's 1 each here. There's goals going in elsewhere as well in the Championship. Huddersfield have taken the lead against Blackpool, one of the games I'm following this afternoon here. And also Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 1 in the Premiership. Hensford 1, Bradford Park Avenue 0. Headed away by Hone, and Guiseley again find the ball in their half, but Jake Lawler this time can send it back into Ferriby territory. Yates sends it down the right-hand side towards Denton. Skelton across ahead of him. That certainly is a heck of a battle going on there between those two. And it's out for a throw-in, which North Ferriby will take. They curl it in towards a penalty spot, headed away by Danny Ellis. Flicked on this time. And there's a flag up on the far side.
St Juice was offside as soon as he made a movement towards the ball, wasn't he there? We haven't coped very well with the physicality so far either. I think they've won every header so far. Well, except the one we scored from, of course. But
free kick for Stephen Drench to take. And Guiseley find themselves 1 each in this game after taking an early lead with Adam Boyd. And equaliser just 2 minutes later came from Liam King. A long one forward this time. Denton's got Stephen Drench to come way off his line as he chased this one, but was never going to get there ahead of the Guiseley goalkeeper. And it's gone out into touch for a throw-in. And the throw will be taken.
Why has one of their starting players got a number? Oh no, it's an odd 4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a funny shaped 4. Yeah. And I noticed that, but unusual. Throws taken down to the byline. The ball's appeared to have been kept in there, hadn't it, by Russell Fry, but as you say, Adi, it had already gone out.
The linesman was very quick with his flag, in fairness. But I say they're getting around the back of us quite a bit here, aren't they? And in fact, since we scored, it's been all them.
Yes, they've certainly enjoyed the better of it since the goal.
As you say, just over 10 minutes gone. It's been like a lifetime, hasn't it?
So don't forget, tweet us if you've got any thoughts on the game at Guiseley Radio. And also just to let us know that we're technically coming through loud and clear. Guiseley again having to clear from Denton. Skelton under pressure. Fry picks the ball back up again. And again, it's North Ferriby United who have the ball and come down this right-hand side. Again, cut out by Skelton and Danny Lowe, working well. Gavin Rothery gets the ball on the deck, passes it to Andy Holdsworth. Holdsworth sprays it out to the right-hand side.
Great ball.
Here comes Wayne Brooksby. Gets the ball into the area up towards Boys. Super options.
Half the ball.
Going up towards Adam Boys. There's a flick on. Boys is penalised. He complains. But it didn't look too dissimilar to the one earlier on. Danny Hone has won the free kick, though.
That looked a classic 2-6s, didn't it? But hey,
Some more score flashes. Leamington 0, Stockport 1 in the Vanarama Conference North. Huddersfield 2, Blackpool 0. Ball's gone forward and flicked on by Sam Denton and out for a goal kick. Southampton 1, Sunderland 0 in the Premiership, and Arsenal 1, Hull City 0 in the Premiership. And just before we complete that, there's another one through from Conference North, Vanarama Conference North. Solihull 0, Chorley 1. Chorley, of course, they've got Halifax next week in the FA Cup.
Solihull are also the oddest home team out there. They've had a couple of 4-0 away wins, and yet at home they tend to struggle.
Goal kick taken by Drench, flicked on by Boschel towards Gavin Rothery. He's not able to get to head of the play on this occasion. Then,
very well intercepted by Danny Lowe there.
Danny Lowe gets across to head away from Jamie Yates. Nathan Peat with the throw for Ferriby. He's trying to encourage people to come closer to him. He has to launch this one long. Denton gets a super flick on, and Danny Ellis is forced to make a hurried clearance because Nathan Jarman was looking to get on the end of that. Eventually Wayne Brooksby completes the clearance.
We're getting no control of the ball, are we? It's all bits and pieces, isn't it?
Now
That's
Gavin
better.
Rothery's got onto
That's
the ball
much
in the
better.
centre circle. Lays it out to the left-hand side. Danny Lowe collects, gives it to Jake Lawler. Lawler into the feet of Andy Holdsworth. Back here to Danny Ellis.
Jake Lawler did very well there to avoid the temptation of just lumping the ball in, didn't he?
Gavin Rothery keeps the ball ticking over, gives it to Ryan Tilson. Eventually it goes forward. Lawler heads on. And Guiseley win it with Nicky Boschel inside the centre circle. Then Lawler tries to carve out an angle for Danny Lowe to come forward. Guiseley win the ball, and there's a complaint from Nathan Jarman that there was a foul. But Guiseley keep going, and eventually Jake Lawler is pulled back by Denton. And North Ferriby don't like that. Not sure I saw an awful lot in it, but the ball's picked up now by Gavin Rothery.
Pots and kettles, I think, Colin.
And now Nicky Boschel out to the left-hand side. He's got Lowe inside, gives it to Rothery. Rothery inside the edge of the area. It's back now, and Adam Boyes almost closes down the goalkeeper. And then Nickling goes to ground and rather wins a free kick there, I have to say.
That is as penalty a penalty as you'll ever see. The referee has got that tragically wrong. You only have to look at the Ferriby players' reactions. The heads went straight down. It's a pen.
And that was for the challenge on Rothery, just on the edge of the area.
That is just really very poor. I say you only have to look at the sheepish reaction of the Ferriby players. They know that's a pen.
Gavin Rothery went straight to the referee and had a bit of an argument with him. Nothing given now, and away we go. It's a free kick rather. It's
Well done.
Headed on by Danny Ellis, super header
Go
forward
on,
up towards
don't
Boyes. Boyes is challenging with Greg Anderson. Hone gets it away, only as far as Lawler. Lawler just threads it through to Nicky Boschel. Boschel stands on the ball, goes to ground, wins it back. And then good battling from Gavin Rothery up against Nathan Peat. Then a long one forward. Stephen dredges out for the goal. Nathan Jarman surely will score. He sends it towards the goal and then knocks it over. With just Danny Ellis between him and an open goal, Nathan Jarman tried to chip it over the Guiseley centre half, and in the end it's over the bar and behind. And Guiseley have had a huge let-off there.
In fairness there, I thought Drenchy was at fault. I thought he came too far from his goals and should have let Jake just deal with it. Inevitable. It's the same confusion as we've got at the far end, isn't it? It's effective, it's what they do, but it's horrible, isn't it?
North Ferriby battling down that left flank with Denton again. Danny Ellis stands up to him this time. Then a good ball over the top here from Andy Holdsworth. It forces Nickling all the way out of the goal. Nicky Boschel can't get it under control.
Twice.
He clears this out of Nickling, and it goes to Gavin Rothery. And then Adam Boyes is up against Nathan Peat. And eventually Peat sends it back to Nickling.
Well done by Jake Skelton.
Guiseley collects. Gavin Rothery goes down. He's tackled by Fry. Fry gives it to Yates. Yates comes down the right-hand side. Yates is up against Danny Lowe. Yates tries to go to the byline. Lowe holds him up well. Gives it to Fry. Fry delivers a good ball towards the back post. Danton's there. His header fairly tame and goes down. And there's a man down in the area. And I think it might be Ryan Tilson. He looks to be in a little bit of pain. He's gone straight to ground, and that doesn't look too good. And Martin Stringfellow's straight on. Not quite sure. What did you see? What happened there, Adi?
No vision at all.
I didn't see any.
No, nothing at all. What I did see once again was Wayne Brooksby get taken out off the ball, though.
Guiseley
Doesn't look good at all, does it, Tony?
1-1 at the moment, and Ryan Tilson on the ground, and he does seem to be in some sort of discomfort. On the bench today, Jack Stockdill, Danny Boschel, Danny Forrest and Ollie Johnson. Whether this is not a good start. Another injury wouldn't be welcome at all. Still on the ground at the moment.
So I had no view of what happened at all.
Just a couple of other goals that have gone in. Lowestoft 0, Oxford City 1 in the Vanarama Conference North.
That'll finish up 9-3 then, Dallas.
Well, something like that, won't it? 2 quick-fire goals for Colwyn Bay at Stalybridge Celtic. They now lead 2-0 there. Solihull Moors have got an equaliser against Chorley. Ryan Tilson is up on his feet happily. I think he got a bit of a knock. He went to ground, was still, but he's walking off.
the Colwyn Bay and or Stalybridge and Colwyn game is really interesting because there's 12 players on either side have played for either club. So I suspect that'll be a bit of a old boys reunion. It'll be a really interesting game.
It's close to a derby without it being a derby as you could get, isn't it, that?
Well, I think it's 5 of last season's Stalybridge team are at Colwyn Bay and 4 of last season's Colwyn Bay team are at Stalybridge, plus 1 or 2 others. Tully doesn't look too good to me, actually.
No, it doesn't look
He's
happy.
moving more freely, but...
Just a quick shout out to the Academy. Great win over Mansfield Town's Academy in the Youth Alliance League Cup on Wednesday, I think it was. Wilson Lurneco, who was
Tully's back on, by the way.
An impressive 16-year-old debutant. He scored the goal. They're next at Nethermore on Wednesday afternoon. A game in the league, this time against Macclesfield Town. So get yourself down if you're able to. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Most of us are at work, but... if you have the chance, I'm sure it'll be an entertaining game. Tilson, as Adi says, back on the field. Guiseley back under the pressure.
I don't mind Jake Stilton doing that. You know, it's not a pitch for a complicated touch, is it? Get the damn thing clear.
Absolutely. Pete again with this ball for Ferriby on the right hand side, midway through the Guiseley half. He's looking for options. 1-1 this scoreline. With 22 minutes gone of this game. Pete gets the cross in up towards Denton. It just goes beyond Denton. And it's gone out for a corner. It must have taken a touch off, I think it was Ryan Tilson who might have got the final touch on that, because behind him maybe was Jarman.
If I'm honest, from this viewpoint, you couldn't really tell what happened, could you?
Quite low down here and difficult to sort of see how that ball floated in, and there was a couple of players in our line of sight.
Certainly Danny Ellis's reaction suggested he wasn't happy with what we were doing, though.
Another corner to North Ferriby. It's coming in from the left-hand side. It's taken short to St Just. He goes back to the taker. And eventually it's floated in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Danny Ellis is surely pushed in the back and he gets the free kick. And Guiseley can just consolidate for a moment.
I think the view is from 1 or 2 of our defenders that there's a lot going on and that the free kicks are being given, but not quickly enough.
Just a quick reminder for those who are planning to make the trip to Grimsby on October the 25th via the Supporters Club or individually. You'll be given a £5 voucher for use at any Guiseley Home League game. The vouchers can be used to gain reduced admission for any home game in the Vanarama Conference North, while season ticket holders will be able to use them in the refreshment kiosks. Now Guiseley are on the ball. Adam Boyes takes a shot from distance. He hit it firmly. It was just rising, went over the bar.
Terrific strike.
But just another threat of the danger he poses, because we haven't been too often in that end of the field.
A terrific clean strike, wasn't it? You know, there's no backlift. But he's got right through it. Tremendous strike. The keeper had that slightly concerned look as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Not for the first one. Both goals in the opening 4 minutes. Guiseley took the lead. Adam Boyes scoring after 2 minutes. And then an immediate equaliser with Liam King turning in Nathan Jarman's cross.
Wayne Brooksby's getting frustrated as well because he just got flattened again there by the Mr. Pete. And, you know, the reality is that seems to be a bit of a running battle between the two of them, doesn't it?
At the moment, Brooksby's just come across to the left-hand side. He was out on the right.
Yeah.
Ball's just gone forward now.
He's come across to try get himself onto Nathan Pete, but then Nathan Pete's come across with him. So,
Guiseley just had to be on the metal there. It was a long ball forward, but it was cut out eventually. Now Jake Lawler in the middle of the park.
That's a shocker. That is a shocker.
Taken down. Now, Adi, I didn't see it. I was just following the flight of the ball.
He's left his studs right through him. In fact, you'll see him as reds. It's a shocker.
And the referee's going across and he's speaking to...
He is what he is, though. He's always the
Denton.
same.
Referee's taken Denton. Guys, he did react to in front of the bench there.
Only time you'll ever see him react quickly is when he put his studs through somebody.
And the referee, Mr. Dudley, I think is going to give him a yellow card. And Tom Denton goes in the book. And happily there's no injury, and guys, you get the free kick deep inside the... Well, actually it's quite a way up inside the half. It's almost level with the edge of the centre circle.
That was poor. That's the sort of thing that gets people hurt, and they've all got to go to work on Monday morning, haven't they?
Ball from Drench goes forward. It's headed out. Must admit, I didn't see it. I followed the flight of the ball, so it was quite a late challenge, whatever it...
Well, it was late, it was high, and it was dangerous. I say that is what he is, though. He's always the same.
Now Rothery with the throw. Sends it in. And there's a little tug on Nicky Boschel. Nothing given in this instance.
Yeah, but that was lightweight. That was just lightweight,
wins
wasn't
the ball back and then loses out as he tries to take on too many players. It's cleared. And then as it goes forward, Skelton has to watch the flight of the ball. Gets the header on. And Guiseley get a free kick just inside their own half again. And the game's just beginning to going through one of those bitty phases again, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's, as we've always said, you know, whenever you come here, you have to battle for what you get, don't you? And the reality is, it's the usual, you know, trenches football, which is horrible to watch, but you've just got to live with it, haven't you? These are always games of attrition, aren't they? It's about winning the right to play, isn't it? And, you know, I think the foul count must be about 8-7 at the moment, is it? Yeah, not that we've been angels at all.
Yeah, no. Drench now plays the ball into the area. It's a header on from Pete. He sends it back across the face of his goal, but Guiseley can't capitalise. It's picked up now by Boys, then given into Nicky Boschel. Boschel takes a shot with the left foot and straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Like you say, a strange decision from Nathan Pete, whether he'd lost the flight of the ball, but he almost completed the cross
especially
for us.
as he was facing the ball. You know, it was you would have thought it was simpler to make the. You know, not only was it an odd header, it was a complicated one as well.
And Ferriby immediately respond by going long and getting the ball down here with Fry. Good interception from Guiseley, but the ball's back here with Denton on the edge of the 18-yard box. Feet of Yates.
Good feet from the
left-hand
Ferriby
side.
player there.
Picked up now by Wild. Good tackle comes in by Ryan Toulson on St Just.
Yates has come more inside now, hasn't he?
No one to aim for Toulson, so he's just conceded possession again. Ball forward towards Anderson. And then his long pass forward has gone beyond all of the North Ferriby players now for a goal kick.
Well shepherded out by Ryan Toulson, but I mean the Ferriby player kept him honest, didn't he?
A chance for guys just to get a breather. One each here. Adam Boyce scoring after 2, Liam King equalising after 4. Just a quick reminder, the club will be putting on half-term football coaching sessions for children aged 6 to 12 on October the 28th and 30th next week, half-term, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. And they'll be taken by first-team player and academy coach Danny Ellis. So email ben.walker@guiseleyafc.co.uk. The ball's gone forward now, and Jake Skelton has to clear as deciding factor in that moment. Doesn't feel like it's going to be one of those days, does it?
It doesn't at the moment, I have to say, because I think the game's peevish, and we're sort of getting sucked into the peevishness, aren't we?
Well, after a perfect start, Adam Boyce's goal after just 2 minutes, they now find themselves a goal behind. Liam King equalised on 4, and now on 31, Tom Denton headering home. St Just cross.
Terrific cross from the kid, in fairness, wasn't it?
Free kick that was rather cheaply conceded on the edge of the area. Now can Guiseley make a response? They haven't had any time inside the North Ferriby half since the goal, any concerted pressure. Adam Boyce has still looked dangerous. He's trying to get on the end of a ball forward now, and it's out here for a Guiseley throw on the halfway line. It's taken by Lowe. Sent forward by Skelton up towards Boys, headed away from him though, and helped away by Pete. Danny Ellis has to battle for this one against Nathan Jarman on the halfway line. Jarman's just knocked him and pushed him over in the little nudge in the back, and Danny Ellis gets a free kick.
Jarman is what he is. He's a very clever player. He milks a sneaky little foul all the time. He's good at what he does. But I mean, I think the big issue here from our point of view is, as I say, they don't look safe on a through ball. But Tully has got a wand of a foot, and if he's allowed to play, then he'll create chances all the time. And that was a terrific ball.
Now it's up towards Denton. Denton up against Ellis. Denton wins it. Drench has to come off his line. He does so just ahead of Tom Denton.
I heard the splashes that hit the Humber then.
It was a good clearance actually on that occasion from Stephen Drench. He's come off his line on a couple of occasions.
Denton's causing some trouble, isn't he? Because he's just getting past all the time, and so Drench is having a decision to make, and hence the indecision on the one that they somehow contrived to miss.
Ball forward now for Jarman. Jarman in the area,
Clever
turns
ball,
well, gets free of the defender, lays it back now to King. King's drive goes over the bar. He'll be disappointed he didn't keep that one on target. But good work again from Nathan Jarman and great control. And
what's happening here as well is if you look at their passing 15 yards into our half, our two wide players in the 4 are not tucking in, and so you've got a situation where neither Wayne Brooksby nor Gav Rothery are tucking back in, so they're getting men over on both sides of the pitch, and that's what's causing the problem because defenders getting sucked out of position all the time. But we need more out of Wayne and we need more out of Gav, just 15 yards into the defensive half, as it were. I mean, if you looked at Andy Holdsworth's reaction there, he absolutely went crackers with Wayne there to say that ball's come from you not stopping a pass. And they seem to be doing their very best to get somebody sent off, don't they?
Well, referee's actually just had a word with Fry and Jarman, I think. I'm not quite sure whether that's just for something said off the ball.
I think he's had a word with...
Good flick on here.
I think he's had a word with Russell Fry, simply as captain.
Brooksby's now on the ball down the left-hand side. Can he get past Pete? He gets a good delivery up towards the back post. It was just a little bit ahead of Boys for him to make the connection. They're forced out into playing the ball into touch.
And that's the thing about Wayne. You know, he's been getting kicked all half, so let your feet do the talking. He's got the beating the fullback every time. But you know, mouth shut, play football.
Throws taken down this right-hand side. Picked up here by Tilson. Tilson into the feet of Rothery. Rothery out to Boschel. Good ball into the area. The goalkeeper fumbles it. Nobody quite live. Nobody expected Nicklin not to be able to claim that first time. And he's able to recover it the second and gives it to Yates.
Same argument, runner here, and you've got Wayne trotting back.
The ball sprayed out towards the left-hand side towards Denton, who tries to take that one down. It's over him and out for
If you look at it, it's effectively
throw.
we're playing 4-3-3 when we're defending, whereas we should be 4-5-1 when we're defending. You've neither got Wayne tucking in nor Gavin tucking in.
I think they'll change that. Throws taken by Tilson. It's back towards Denton. Takes it down and sends it up towards Jarman. Jarman's flick is cut out by Lowe. Lowe clears. And guys, get up to the halfway line. Flicked on by Fry. Guys, recover the ball though here.
Very well played by Jake Skelton.
Skelton gives the ball to Brooksby. Brooksby's on the halfway line, looking for options. Plays a little ball into Boys. Boys is going to be closed down here by Anderson.
There. Very well done there.
Boys controls well, like Adi says. And the ball's back with Guiseley.
Bit of control possession for the first time in a long time.
I think this is the first time I can think of it with the ball in anybody's half where they're just controlling it. It's gone all the way back to Drench because the pressure's still on. Drench has played a brilliant one. Boys takes it down. Boys 1-1 with the goalkeeper. This time shoots over. He took it from the edge of the area. He had Anderson in attention. It was a brilliant ball from Stephen Drench. Boys anticipated it really well. Took it down first time. But then again, in the end, his drive, I think it was the left-footed drive.
So that's 4 straight balls, which have resulted in 2 goals and 2 shots from Boys.
But really, you just have to wonder, don't you, each time the ball goes over the top, it seems to be dangerous. It's this surface or...
Well, in fairness, it's each time. It's every time each side attacks.
That's what I mean. It's not limited to one side, is it?
No.
St Juice now up against Tilson. Goes down towards the byline. Tilson just holds him off. Eventually he's pulled over. Guys will get the free kick. A couple of goals.
Meanwhile, back on planet Earth.
Goals going in. It's Halifax 1, Kidderminster 0 in the Vanarama Conference.
Every time we get this same reaction here.
Free kick's now going to be taken by Danny Lowe. Guys, you've got players up on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's floated in up towards the back post. Goes up to Skelton. Skelton gets the head on it. Can't control, and it's behind for a goal kick.
And by the way, I don't blame the lad for doing it. It's up to the referee to stop it.
Well, to be fair, on that occasion, I think he came through the back of him. Yeah, I don't think there was too much in that particular incident.
No, but that's the 4th time in,
You feel that something's going to kick on, isn't it, sometime in this game?
This isn't going to finish 11 aside, is it?
You do wonder, don't you? Yeah. Free kick's taken, and it's flicked on by Denton. Yates is chasing onto it, gets a drive, a volley from the edge of the area. It's gone behind for a goal kick. Wide of the right upright, but a good movement there from Denton. Finds Yates, and his drive has just gone wide. It
would have needed a worldie finish from there, wasn't it?
It was ambitious.
Yeah.
Torquay 1, Grimsby 1 in the Vanarama Conference. Just keeping an eye on that game for obvious reasons. Next week they are our opponents in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. Stephen Drench clears, headed on, out into touch for a Guiseley throw. Thrown in by Toulson up towards Boys, headed over.
Just working the touchline, which is fine.
42 minutes gone here. 2 each. Jake Lawler now on the ball for Guiseley. Toulson down the flanks towards Nicky Boschel. He cuts in field and gives it to Andy Holdsworth. Andy Holdsworth sends it to the other side. Big task for Wayne Brooksby to try and control. He does get a foot on it, but can't control it as well. And North Ferriby pick up possession now. Jarman.
Great turn by Jarman.
He's got St. Just ahead of him. Ryan Toulson has to be alive to that danger because...
obviously good show off Drenchy there.
It's up towards Adam Boys from Stephen Drench. Headed on by Jake Lawler. Andy Holdsworth inside the centre circle. Firm challenge comes in from King.
He's hurt himself, hasn't he?
He's hurt himself. There's a long ball forward up towards Adam Boys. King's still down. He thinks like he looks like he's in a bit of pain. And eventually it's sent up. There's a claim that Wayne Brooksby from the home stand has committed a foul. Brooksby's got to knock this one out because King is currently down on the ground and will need some treatment. He went in for the tackle, didn't he, with that Andy Holdsworth, and I think he might just have caught himself in committing that tackle. But
there's only one foul involved there. All I have to say, the lino did miss the one that Wayne committed up here. The fact is, the lad's hurt himself by jumping in.
So we'll see. Hopefully he's not too bad.
No, I don't
think
he's too bad, but he has stayed down, hasn't he? There's too much talking to the referee going on as well here.
There's an awful lot of talking to the referee, isn't there? In both sets. Anyway, it's 2-2 here. It's been a good...
So, like now, what are Denton and Jarman doing round the referee? What are they doing and why is he letting him do it?
I don't know. Can't answer that question.
No, but what I'm saying is it's up to the referee to sort it. Get away and shut up.
Just be seeing how he is. I mean, certainly there's no... in the incident, he made the tackle, he made the challenge.
He made the challenge, yeah.
Andy Holdsworth rode it. And he seems to be up on his feet. He's hobbling a little bit. And with 45 minutes up on the clock, we'll just have to wait and see what the extra added time, injury time will be.
I always thought this was such a nice place as well.
2-2 here, and the goals 2 from Adam Boys for Guiseley.
Oh, how impressive.
Nathan Peat sends it, tries to knock it out, and it's held by Stephen Drench. Drench takes it down and takes it out of the area and launches it.
We're adding now, aren't we? But there'll be a couple minutes too add, won't there?
Yes. Toulson up in the air, up towards Rothery. Rothery is got the arm in his back from Hone, but it's nodded out anyway for a Guiseley throw.
I must say, if I was doing Mark's team talk here, Mark's team talk at half-time to Wayne is run at people, run at people, run at people, run at people, because they're not going to cope.
Unusual time. It's a stoppage time in the first half to make a change. And it's Louis Bruce coming on for Nathan Peat.
Well, that's one that Wayne's got rid of, isn't it?
And unusual. He certainly didn't seem to be injured unless he's got a problem that he knows can't run off. Free kick's taken for Guiseley. It's up towards Nicky Boschel. Nicky Boschel helps it on. Gavin Rothery gives it to Adam Boys. A great strike from Boys. Well saved by the goalkeeper. Still live with Rothery. Gets it across the face of goal and eventually hoofed clear. But that was a great chance there for Guiseley. A super strike from Adam Boys again, almost giving Guiseley a third goal in this game. But In the end, it was a really good save from Adam Nickling to deny him.
They do break well, though, don't they?
Ferriby immediately on the counter-attack. Lay it in towards Yates. Good tackle comes in from Lowe. Helped on by Jake Lawler up towards Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby's not going to get there ahead of Anderson. Anderson heads clear. Good header from Nicky Boschel. Gives it to Boys. Boys helps it out to the right-hand side. Gives it back to Brooksby. Brooksby with 4 players on him. 3 is robbed in the end by King and leaves the foot in, and a free kick's given to North Ferriby. Disappointing end to that moment.
Touched too many from Wayne there. And he did finish up fouling his man, didn't he?
Yeah. 2-1 to Grimsby now in that game.
And we're into 3 minutes plus now.
And in other scorelines, Solihull Moors lead Chorley 2-1.
Wow.
And it's Blackpool who've pulled back 2 goals against Huddersfield, so it's now Huddersfield 3, Blackpool 2.
That's money's worth there, isn't it?
You're getting your money's worth here as well. 2 goals each, just as we head towards the half-time whistle. And there could easily have been more goals for either side this afternoon.
Yes, you couldn't complain about 4-4 at half-time, could you?
Not really. The ball's up towards Denton again, headed away by Skelton. Played back in towards the area.
Foul.
And eventually, guys, you have to watch because substitute Louis Bruce is up against Lowe. Bruce has given Lowe a really torrid time down there. And eventually, it looks like Lowe's been bundled over, but he's put the ball behind. The referee has given the corner.
That was a foul all day, wasn't it? I mean, having said that, Lowy should have cleared it first time.
So Guiseley now find themselves facing a corner just before the break.
Well past the 3 minutes now as well.
Deep into stoppage time. St Just with this one. Can he in-swing this one?
It's a good delivery,
He
isn't
does.
it?
It's up towards the back post.
And that's a foul all day.
Denton has both arms round Jake Lawler. And the free kick will be given.
He really must be pushing his luck now, mustn't he?
He's just pulled him. Stephen Drench quickly with the clearance, but the half-time whistle goes. Entertaining first 45, half-time here. North Ferriby United 2, Guiseley 2. Just final thoughts on that first half, Adi?
Well, I think as the game went on, certainly the last 10 minutes we played some nicer football and created a chance or two. Having said all of those things, had it been 4-4 at half-time, you really couldn't have complained, could you? So I think all you would say is it's a classic, nonsense physical encounter that we get here. That's just how it is.
Half-time here, Guiseley 2, North Ferriby United 2. We'll be back after a short break. So stick with us, we'll be back for the second 45. Welcome back to the Ian Visual Media Stadium for North Ferriby versus Guiseley in the Vanarama Conference North. Half-time here 2-2. Very eventful first 45 minutes of football. We had 2 goals within the first 4 minutes, one each, with Adam Boyce scoring after 2 minutes, Liam King equalising just 2 minutes later, turning home a Nathan Jarman cross. Tom Denton gave the home side the lead on 31, heading home a free kick that was killed in by Jason St-Just, and then just 2 minutes later, Adam Boyce was on hand to go through one-on-one with the goalkeeper and slot the ball home very coolly underneath the goalkeeper's body. There's a few half-time scores to bring, which we'll do so and keep you up to speed with everything. But the second half just about to get underway here, with North Ferriby shooting from right to left now as we sit in the stand here. And they send the ball down the right-hand flank, looking for Denton again to get ahead of Skelton, and it's out into touch.
I suspect from experience of being here, we might take a while to get used to the slope on this, because the ball holds up well when you're playing uphill here, whereas downhill, it's very easy to miss time passes. And they'll also make more use of the long throw now.
Long throw does come in here. It's into the 6-yard box, up in the air and held by Stephen Drench after a rather threatening ball went in to the penalty area. Stephen Drench's clearance isn't so good this time.
Playing for touch.
Adam Boyce recognises the clearance being so swift. But I mean, you were talking in the first half there, AD, about positionally, how hard we had to work to get behind the ball, Gavin Rothery and Wayne Brooksby in particular. Do you think that will be picked up at half-time? Do you think we'll be looking to change a shape somewhat in the second period?
I certainly think, you know, if you see Andy Holds as a skipper, you see his reaction to the fact that we weren't doing what we were supposed to do. You know, the reality is, I'm sure that's exactly what would have been said at half-time, as it was being said during the half by H. But you know, the thing about this is I think we've got to be patient, and we've got to try play football. You know, no matter how much physicality is happening, we've just got to do what we do. Stand up to it by all means, but don't get involved in it.
Stephen Drench with the free kick up towards the halfway line, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Up to the halfway line and cleared by North Ferriby, and now is a chance for St-Just to run down this left flank, up against Ryan Toulson. St-Just takes it towards the touchline, skips past Toulson, goes in towards the byline, gets the ball across the face of goal, and it's cleared. And it's going to be another North Ferriby throw.
That was tremendous by St-Just. I mean, we've seen him before. We know all about him from his time at other clubs, and he's got good feet. And especially, as I say, on a pitch like this, where the ball will hold up, he can push it into space and run.
Louis Bruce, the substitute, will take this throw and prepares to launch it long again in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. This time, Guiseley clear. Andy Holdsworth sends it up to the halfway line. Adam Boyce doesn't give the defender any chance to settle, but very cool defending from Anderson. He just watches the ball bounce behind him and then clear. I don't think Eddie's quite as convinced.
He hadn't a clue. He just got lucky.
Gavin Rothery goes stretching for the ball on the halfway line. He's caught Danny Hone fairly substantially. Hone's down on the ground and complaining, and the referee is going to call Rothery over. Don't know how you read that one, Eddie, but looked like a bit of a late stretch for the ball as it had gone beyond him.
It was a foul, and he's caught him. What I'm getting bored with, though, a little bit from both teams, is there's too much yelping.
Don't get me wrong, I agree with that, but Rothery's going to go in the book here.
Yeah, and you know, it's a caution you can't argue with, really. He's caught him. What I want out of this referee, though, is a degree of consistency. There have been as bad fouls in the game several times.
And a free kick will be taken on the halfway line as soon as Hone is back on his feet.
And Gavin, in fairness, is a bit prone to a snide tackle, isn't he? I mean, that was
the number 6, the centre half for North Ferriby, is on his feet anyway. Hobbles across towards the touchline, but I don't think it's too serious.
No.
Free kick just a yard inside Guiseley's half. It's going to be sent in towards the edge of the 18-yard box where 4 players line up, including Denton, including Anderson up from defence. Wild distributes up towards Denton. It's a good one, a good header, and then the St-Just is clearly offside, but is given the goal. And the header down from Denton found St Just inside the 6-yard box, but he was clearly a yard offside, and in the end they've just bundled it over, and the linesman's flag stayed down, and Guiseley have found themselves 3-2 down. And that 49 minutes gone into the game is the third time either side have led in this game, and it's now North Ferriby United 3, Guiseley 2.
Although it looked offside to you, Colin, I have to say the lack of protest from the lads suggests otherwise, doesn't it?
They had 2 arms up after the goal. Well, Guiseley, either way, have been undone by a very simple free kick, nod down by the tall forward man, Tom Denton, and then the ball helped in inside the 6-yard box by St Just.
Just another mess of a goal.
3-2 to North Ferriby here. Denton, this time his flick on has out into touch. And Guiseley get a throw. Toulson into Holdsworth. Holdsworth up towards Brooksby. Brooksby square now to Jake Lawler. Lawler inside the centre circle. Gives it to Rothery. Rothery over the halfway line. Square here to Lowe. Lowe back from Lowe to Rothery. And Rothery on the left flank is up against full-back Bruce. And goes back to Lowe on that left flank, and Rothery collects the ball once again. It's forced back to Lawler. Guys, you're not making any headway down that left flank at all. As Ferriby crowd them out, and in the end they force guys into conceding the throw.
In fairness to all the game, actually, every time they've got the ball in our box, they've looked dangerous because it's such a mess in a crowd scene, isn't it?
Guys, he just can't hold on to the ball. A clearance from Stephen Drench up towards Boys, beaten to it by Hone.
Good defending by the defender there.
Ferriby back in possession with Bruce. Bruce blasts it against Nicky Boschel, and in the end it's sent forward and tidied up here by Skelton. Flicked on by Lawler, taken down well by Rothery. Rothery feeds it through to Boys, and Boys is flagged offside.
Probably was just.
And inside the Ferriby half, there'll be a free kick to the home side, who lead 3-2 this afternoon. 2 of the goals in the Premiership. Crystal Palace now trailing 2-0 at home to Chelsea. Both teams playing with 10 men there. And Everton 2, Aston Villa 0. Free kick again taken long in towards the penalty area. Danny Ellis gets ahead on it. Fry's up there battling for it. Sends it towards the goal claimed by Stephen Drench.
In fairness, they must spend hours practicing bits and pieces situations because they're very good at it.
Drench clears up towards Boys. Boys gets the flick on. Boschel on the edge of the area. Takes it down. Can't control well enough. And then Hone can just poke the ball away from him. Jake Skelton in good position to clear, but now Ferriby come forward again with Fry on the halfway line. Gives it to St Just, the scorer of the 3rd goal. He goes out towards the touchline, cuts well infield onto the edge of the 18-yard box, plays it into the penalty area to Jarman, towards Jarman. Jarman gets it after it bounces kindly off the referee, and eventually Guiseley can clear.
It's a good job that didn't lead to anything, isn't it?
Yeah. Gavin Rothery gives it to Nicky Boschel. Found a bit of space down the right-hand side. Cuts in field. Gives a reverse ball in towards Boys. Overhits it.
Slightly unlucky.
And it's back to the goalkeeper.
Decent build-up play.
It's lacking the finish in that finishing ball in that instance. Now Fry on the halfway line for Ferriby. Square. Into Jarman. Jarman rides 2 challenges. Gavin Rothery pulls him back. Be careful there. A free kick to North Ferriby, and this is a chance for them again to play that set piece. You wonder what's more dangerous, actually, pulling them back and conceding the free kick, or just letting them go.
We've given away far too many free kicks. I mean, it's in fairness to these, as I said, they've done it very well, and the free kicks are dangerous, but we must have given away now about 8 silly free kicks.
Fry into the area up towards Denton, headed away by Ellis. Helped back in brilliantly by King. The ball still not clear. Jarman out to St Just. St Just drives this one goal bound. Just helped away by Drench and then put into the back of the net by Denton. And guys are falling apart in this second half. 54 minutes gone, and Tom Denton has given North Ferriby a 4-2 lead in this match. And it looks like a afternoon of misery for the Lions here.
Defending, in truth, has been awful. St Juice has got one-on-one about 4 times now. In fairness, that's twice also now that Drench has done well, but the deflection's fallen kindly. But we're defending very poorly.
So if you're just joining us, North Ferriby 4, Guiseley 2. Tom Denton and Jason St Just have scored since the break. And it feels like a very tough uphill task now for the Lions. Gavin Rothery on the ball, tackled. North Ferriby pick it up here with Denton, again on the halfway line. St Just sends it long, taken down by Danny Ellis. Back to the goalkeeper, Stephen Drench. This time up in the air, Adam Boys has to battle with the low sun and Hone wins that one.
We're not winning any second ball until he's just done that.
But now a good tackle here from Lowe. Lowe gets it back from Rothery. Rothery, Lowe is into the area, he chips it over the goalkeeper, into the back of the net, and Guiseley have another goal back in this game. A lovely 1-2 between Gavin Rothery and Danny Lowe. Lowe just kept running forward, chips it over the goalkeeper, and it's now Ferriby 4, Guiseley 3. Just unbelievable, this game. There's going to be a change actually, and Gavin Rothery, who was pivotal in that build-up to that goal, is coming off. Don't know if that's because of the yellow card or because of a change, and it's Ollie Johnson who's coming on. But the Lions have got a foothold back in this game. It's North Ferriby 4, Guiseley 3 here, and Ollie Johnson now comes on for Gavin Rothery. What do you make this? What do you make of the change and the goal, lady?
I think the goal was tremendous, very well made, and in fact probably one of the first decent bits of football in the game. But in my view, really about the substitution is twofold. One is that Gavin hasn't been influential until that very moment, and secondarily, having got booked and then got involved straight after, you do wonder whether it's a safety first one, because the way this game is, anything could happen discipline-wise here.
Flick on from Nicky Boschel.
In fairness, that was a clever flick, wasn't it?
Towards, Wayne Brooksby on the edge of the area. Goes back anyway to Nicklin, who produces a good clearance. And North Ferriby almost capitalise on a few scraps on the edge of the area, but guys, you do tidy it up and send it back to Drench.
It's not boring, if anything else.
No, it's not, is it? The long ball forward up towards Adam Boys. He can't win that one. Jake Lawler continues to chase. North Ferriby come away with it though. Denton into the feet of King. King's looking ahead of him towards Jarman. Ryan Tilson, good header back towards Stephen Drench.
Well done, Tilly. Very calm.
And immediately the clearance goes into North Ferriby's half. High in the air by Hone. Nicky Boschel can't control that one.
Poor touch is that, in fairness. There's just no need. He could have not made the touch.
And it's cleared. Let's just give you another couple of score lines in Vanarama Conference North. Boston 2, Hyde 0. And elsewhere in the Premiership, Burnley 0, West Ham 2. So
I must say, when you see the Hyde squad, which isn't the best squad, but it's also not the worst, their run of results is just remarkable.
Yeah, they're having a torrid old time again. Of course, Alex McQuaid went there, didn't he, after his spell with us. And there's a throw in on the far side, which I think some saw us to be a free kick maybe has been awarded. I'm not quite sure there was an awful lot in that, but free kick to Ferriby on the halfway line, taken short. And it's effective as well. It gets it up towards Denton. Denton nods it down towards Fry. Fry out by the right touchline, provides it to Yates. And it goes back and played in by Bruce, headed away by Danny Ellis, up in the air. Headed on, and Guiseley can clear with Ryan Tilson up towards Adam Boys. Boys misses it, Brooksby goes for it. Nobody able to get onto this ball, and eventually it's gone out for a Guiseley throw. Andy Holdsworth gets the touch, gives it to Tilson. Tilson looks ahead of him towards Boys. Header away by Hone.
Good defending there again.
And in the end, North Ferriby can tidy it up and send it up towards Denton. It's over him on this occasion. And the ball played back to Stephen Drench.
And if it's over him, it is a long way in the air, isn't it?
Drench
Two straight.
Aims towards Boys, but it's easy for the centre-half to deal on this occasion. Jake Skelton gets a good foot through on the return ball and immediately back down the other end. Boys capitalises, gets it with 4 defenders ahead of him, back to Nicky Boschel. Poor touch from Nicky Boschel. Tried to win the ball back, but he's gone through and on Bruce, and it's a nasty sort of collision. But Boschel, had just stretching for the ball, has just gone in on Bruce, and he'd better be okay, because I assume it's quite a nasty knock he's taken there, but given the way he's gone down.
You've got two players going for the ball. I mean, it just, I've never seen, well, we have, haven't we, because we saw it last year. They do go down easy, shall we say, don't they?
Well, let's hope it's not as serious as it's been made out. But Nicky Boschel was late. He did try to, well, not late, he was stretching for the ball and will go into the book. It was his poor first touch as well. Just as Guiseley looked like they were building up a promising attacking move, Nicky Boschel's poor first touch left the ball a yard or so ahead of him. Guiseley are going to bring on Danny Boschel in this game. I know that isn't an ideal scenario, is it, AD? But
he's not well either. He's had a terrible stomach upset all week.
He's going to come on and
taking off Danny Ellis.
Danny Ellis is coming off. So Jake Lawler will go back into centre half. Andy Holdsworth and Danny Boschel, which I have to say is a great sounding defensive midfield partnership. And I wonder whether there's something up with Danny Ellis, or has there been any knock, or has he got any knocks?
If I'm honest, I think he's had an uninspiring game, hasn't he? He hasn't been winning the headers. Unlike Danny, he hasn't been winning the headers. I mean, Denton is a handful. Maybe he has got a knock from the fact that he's just put ice tray on his leg.
He's feeling his hamstring.
But he's not had the best of games, has he?
So can Danny Boschel?
He usually looks very mobile, does Danny Ellis, and he hasn't looked very mobile today, has he? So maybe he has been carrying a knock.
Just joining us, it's 4-3 to North Ferriby United here. It's been a goal-filled afternoon, and there's going to be another substitute at the moment for North Ferriby. Guiseley have used all 3 of their substitutes, have we? Oh, 2 of them. We've used 2 of them. Yeah. So we've still got one in the locker in case of further problems. The lead changed hands after Adam Boyes gave the Lions an early lead on 2 minutes.
And here we are in the land of Billy Heath, very cleverly delaying a substitution by not having his substitutes ready. Always handy for milking the clock. Well done, Billy.
But it's number...
It's Matt
12
Wilson
is
coming
Matt
on.
Wilson coming on, of course, the former Lion, who's making way onto the field. And I think it's... Was it Liam King who's gone on? Liam King?
Yeah.
12 Matt Wilson replacing 14 Louis Bruce.
No, Louis Bruce is the substitute.
So Bruce has gone back off, right?
Who was the recipient of the challenge from Nicky Boschel, and so to be fair, he did go down and looked in a lot of pain, and he must have been so. But a flick on here finds Jarman. This time the flag goes up against Jarman.
And as ever, Mr. Jarman does his innocent look marvellously. From 70 yards away, he was innocent, wasn't he?
And it's a free kick to Guiseley. A couple of other goal score lines, rather. Burnley 1, West Ham 2, so Burnley getting a goal back in that game. Torquay 2, Grimsby 2. A nice tiring afternoon for Grimsby, I hope. And Huddersfield 4, Blackpool 2. Danny Boschel gets his first touch, a little chip forward. Actually, it doesn't find its intended target. Guys are now having to work hard. Jake Lawler up against.
Well done, Jake Lawler. Very cool and calm.
Heads it back to Stephen Drench. Drench gets it out to Brooksby. Brooksby's pushed in the back, and a free kick will go to Guiseley. And it was a poor decision from Josh Wilde there. Guiseley with a chance for a set piece midway through the Ferriby half.
As it seems to be just licensed to foul, Mr. Brooksby. That's the 7th time in my counting he's been fouled this afternoon.
Ball's in the feet of Nicky Boschel, gets the return, just can't get his control right on the edge of the 18-yard box. Gets the ball back though, gives it to Danny Boschel. Boschel back to his brother Nicky, and it's in the hands of Danny Boschel again. He's cuts it infield to Andy Holdsworth, out here
Great
to Ollie
football.
Johnson. Good football here from Guiseley on the edge of the area, going towards the byline, gets the ball across up towards Jake Skelton. Skelton launches for it, it's headed out. Ferriby claim a free kick. Skelton was close to the back, but Wild has nodded it out, and it's going to be a Guiseley corner.
I have never come across a team that yelps quite as much as these, have you?
very much on the case of the referee in that instance. This corner comes in towards the near post, flicked on. Nobody can get on the end of it. Skelton is to collect and sends it back infield. It's a poor ball in the end.
Awful.
And he could have had better options, surely. Ryan Tilson helps it back into the Ferriby half.
He could have played us into real trouble there as well.
In the end, it was knocked out by Greg Anderson. But yeah, like you say, it was
isolated
a poor ball,
7 of his
it?
colleagues at least, wrong side of the ball, which is poor. There still is no real shape to game, is there?
Guysey now with a throw. Infield here towards Nicky Boschel. Boschel on the edge of the 18-yard box picks up a free kick. The referee pleasing neither side there, really. First, Ferriby don't feel it was a foul, and then Ollie Johnson had the ball at his feet anyway.
Yeah, I think the initial foul was just outside as well, wasn't it? So
it is a free kick. It's almost on the line of the penalty area, just towards the angle.
I think Ollie Johnson, as you say, probably felt he was going to get his shot away, didn't he?
He probably did us a favour then.
Yes, yes. Especially if he had time to think about it. But yes, yeah.
Free kick to Guiseley.
Several people over the ball. It will either be H or Brooksby, won't it? Or possibly even Nicky Bosch.
The ball is Nicky Boschel. He takes it and it's palmed over by the goalkeeper. He should have got it to that Adam Nicklin, to be fair. It was on his near post. He watched it well. It's a Guiseley corner.
I think Nicky Boschel's left foot just alters the angle slightly, so it's always worth a go, isn't it? If the keeper doesn't spot that he's left-footed, then it's worth a look.
Corner to be taken from the left-hand side. Wayne Brooksby comes across to take. Guiseley with 5 in the area. It's one curled up to the back post, up towards Jake Skelton. Beaten to it by Matt Wilson. That one trickles over the goal line at the other side of the field for a Guiseley corner on the right-hand side. Still 4-3 here to North Ferriby. Guiseley, this is the first spell of concerted pressure I think we've had all game, though.
Yep.
This one curls in up towards Jake Lawler. Lawler flicks it on and away from goal. Picked up by Wayne Brooksby now.
Brooksby did well there going away from goal because there was no direct touch, was there?
Brooksby gets it back in there. Jake Lawler tries to swing a volley at it and knocks it the other way, and it's a chance for Ferriby to counter-attack. Good work from Ryan Tilson, though, to stop Nathan Jarman in his tracks. Keeps the ball almost in play. In the end, it's just gone out, and it'll be a North Ferriby throw. But
well read by Tully, very well read. Because that's the danger now, isn't it? 4-3 and chasing the game. Jarman's clever, he's got good feet, and you've always got to worry that maybe Jarman or St Just or somebody will get away,
68 minutes gone here, and it's 4-3 to North Ferriby. Southampton leading 4-0 in the Premiership, by the way. Worcester 1, Harrogate 0, and Solihull 3, Chorley 1.
The manager's job's still safe, though.
I don't know which club you're talking about, Adi. The ball's with Ryan Tilson. He chips it forward to the halfway line where Wayne Brooksby takes it, and he's then clipped over, and the free kick's taken quickly towards Adam Boyes. He can't get past Matt Wilson.
You see, what I don't get is now, how many times has he been fouled now?
Bad touch there, Jake Skelton. Now is a chance for Nathan Jarman to come into the penalty area. He turns, gets the ball across towards, it was Liam King there. Liam King, he was the man at the decision there to just take down Wayne Brooksby. And I thought that was a yellow card, to be honest.
As I said, that's well, by our own statement, that's the 9th now, without the sign of a card. In fact, not even a word.
Free kick, goal kick to Guiseley. Stephen Drench up towards Wayne Brooksby. Over him, headed on by Tilson. Holdsworth can't get on the end of it. Sent down the left-hand channel for Denton to chase. It's up against Jake Lawler now. Lawler gets there ahead of him. Gives it back to Drench. Good clearance from Drench. Up to the halfway line. Holdsworth battling in the air. Gets a good header on it. Flicked on by St Just. Holdsworth nods it back to Tilson. Tilson sends it back to Drench. As we head towards the last 20 or so of this game, Guiseley still trailing. And it's played forward by Danny Lowe, who scored that important goal, the third one for Guiseley, just when it looked like the game might be getting away from us. And Matt Wilson goes down under the challenge of Wayne Brooksby. Referee waves advantage. Brooksby chases it back. And then Wayne Brooksby has clipped Josh Wilde. Wilde's gone down, and there's not a chance he's as injured as he's looking. But that was a strange, petulant kick from Wayne Brooksby, and I think the referee is certainly going to put him in the book. And he didn't need to do that, did he, AD?
It's just ridiculous. I mean, that's just. I know he's been kicked. I know he's been kicked all afternoon, but there's just no need for Wayne to do that. It's just stupid, simply stupid.
It was a sort of.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
He's going to get in the book. It was sort of petulant little kick, really, a bit like the David Beckham sending off against Argentina all those years ago, wasn't it?
It's simply a comment on the fact he's irritated, he's frustrated. Don't do it.
The thing is, he'd actually closed him down well, and had he just ignored the petulance, he could have caused a problem for Ferriby there.
Yep.
He's got to use it the right way.
And Billy Heath will be purring now, because what's happened is we've now had 3 players booked. They've had 1. They've committed probably 2/3 more fouls than we have, but we've now got 3 players booked for impetuous, ridiculous fouls, and they've all been bookings. It's just nonsense.
Thrown to guys inside their own half.
And in fact, Wayne could have seen red there.
Like I say, it's very reminiscent for me of the nature of the reaction as that David Beckham one, and that was a red card that time, wasn't it? Guiseley now under pressure again. St Just on the ball on the halfway line. He's got options ahead of him, including King. Good work from Jake Lawler, who's slotted in at centre half as ever. Well, this one lands in the hands of Ady, who can't throw it back particularly well. The clearance, and Guiseley will concede another throw. North Ferriby still have the momentum in this attacking move. We'll talk you through that moment in a minute,
yes.
AD.
Since we got goal number 3, actually, we've shown very little, have we?
In by Wild, flicked on by Denton to Jarman. Jarman inside the edge of the D, gives the ball towards King. Good blocking challenge comes in from Lowe. Excellent defensive work from the fullback. Back to Tilson, and eventually Drench gets a poor clearance, goes up in the air. Nicky Boschel slips and gives possession straight to Fry. And then it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Nicklin. Nicklin sends it long towards the touchline. It's gone out for a Guiseley throw.
I think we need some further freshening, don't we? Nicky Boschel's contribution, I thought he had a decent first half. Second first half is just, second half rather, he's not really contributed. So for me, I'd be looking for some direct running, I think, from Danny Forrest.
I agree with you there. Burnley 1, West Ham 3, Southampton 5, Sunderland 0 in the Premiership. Torquay 2, Grimsby 3, Boston 3, Hyde 0 in the Vanarama Conference North. And there's another one here, it's Hensford 1, Bradford Park Avenue 1. Guys, you now having to dig deep again, because North Ferriby are coming forward once more. Intercepted by Danny Lowe, it's bounced against his hand. He's not really stopped it deliberately, and they're claiming a yellow card.
I have never ever seen a team witter like this. They really are embarrassing.
It's not great, is it, that?
Embarrassing.
That wasn't too good. That wasn't too clever. Free kick. They've got the free kick, and they're leading 4-3. Guys, he's struggling to just get out of their half just for a moment, but that was a real gift for the Lions, because that ball's just been knocked into touch for a goal kick.
If we're going to get anything out of the game, though, we have to establish some continuity, some momentum. At the moment, if I'm Billy Heath, I'm delighted, because it's all bits and pieces, isn't it? The game's getting broken up. There's free kicks all over the place, and we're just not doing it.
Flick on from Ollie Johnson, though. Gives it to Adam Boyes. He's down by the left corner flag. Gets it back into the area. Cut out by a Ferriby defender. Boyes still battling and trying to get the ball back, but in the end he can't keep it in play, and it's out for a North Ferriby throw. But we're playing almost exactly the same style, I've noticed. We're almost going long, looking for flick-ons, and it's much more direct. We're not able to pass the ball today.
No, well, as we said, I mean, the pitch is very sticky, so it doesn't suit intricate passing, but we're not going to be any good at long ball, are we?
We've got to give them the credit, though. They're breaking it up, and they're breaking us, and we're not able to get any flow, as
no, I mean, any criticism of the game would fall for me on the referee and our inability to clear our heads and create anything. We've just got sucked into a wall, which is what we shouldn't. Simple as that.
4-3 here to North Ferriby. 74 minutes gone, and the Lions have big task on their hands if they're going to get a point out of this game.
What I found surprising is that the referee, really, who's a very experienced referee, hasn't spotted trends in this game at all. I say I've no complaints with the 3 bookings. Indeed, Wayne's could have been red. But the reality is you've had rotating fouls against Wayne that they've just been allowed to get away with.
Now, guys, he have the ball with Nicky Boschel. He plays it over the back. He's found Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby's offside. Goes through on goal. And then Wayne Brooksby and Danny Hone are having a real coming together. Danny Hone went straight over to Wayne Brooksby.
Well, he's trying to get him sent off, isn't he?
Yeah. Wayne Brooksby really needs just to let it go. Referee decides no action this instance, but Danny Hone went right over, stood right over him. I think he thought he was trying to win a penalty kick there.
Which, given that the linesman's flag had been up for about half a minute, and I mean, there wasn't a claim, was it? It simply wasn't a pen.
Worcester 2, Harrogate 0, and Barrow 3, Gloucester 0. An old way for Gloucester fans to go, isn't it? To see side get beaten 3-0 this afternoon.
Yeah, Gloucester have had a few changes this week as well. They've had a couple of players. One lad who's back with the coach travelling has had to retire at the level. Who was one of their better players. And then they've also had a lad go on to pastures new. So they're in the middle of rebuilding again.
They got the planning permission through
Indeed, for the new ground,
the new ground, so that's good news anyway.
They're a nice club.
Down there in November. Clearance now from Stephen Drench from a goal kick up towards North Ferriby territory, and again it's returned. Guys, he can't make it stick in that half.
You've got to say, by the way, Big Denton's led the line very well, hasn't he?
Still the Lions struggling to get out of their own half. Danny Boschel nods on. St Juice closes him down. Brooksby gives it back to Toulson. The ball goes forward from Toulson towards Boys. It's over him. St Juice is on the ball. And eventually it's cleared up towards Denton. And there's a correct offside decision given against Denton, who was just
first time he was.
Yeah.
By the time the ball eventually arrived with him, he wasn't. But the fact was, in the first move, he was. And in these wonderful days of offside that nobody understands, he's offside.
The home crowd aren't too chuffed with that.
Yeah, but they are all over 70, and therefore,
Can we talk? The clearance up towards
you
Boschel.
can, Colin.
Danny Boschel gives it to the right-hand side here with Ryan Toulson. Plays it forward, taken down by Boys. He sprays it out to the left-hand side where Danny Lowe collects. Guys, you need to create something here. Andy Holdsworth up towards Nicky Boschel. Boschel turns. And then Boschel and Danny Boschel's combine. Nicky Boschel then plays a very heavy ball into the area, and it's beyond him and out into touch. Danny Forrest is warming up over there on the far side. See if he can make any impact on this game.
Sooner rather than later, I think. In fact, as soon as now.
76 minutes gone. Yeah, you're right. The last quarter of an hour, Danny Forrest is going to be making his way, and it is Nicky Boschel who will come off. And Nicky Boschel's last entry into this afternoon has been that pass that's gone out into touch.
I thought he had a good first half, Nicky, but second half he's been overindulgent with his touch, and his final ball's been awful. Having said that, we can now see, I think, for the first time since his return, what he does give you off his left foot when he's fully fit, and he isn't yet fully fit, but he's getting closer now. That's the third game in a row where we've got over an hour out of him. Headed
on by Denton, actually. Tough one for Jake Lawler. There's been a mix-up on the edge of the 18-yard box. Eventually, Stephen Drench gets a foot in to take it away from King. But the ball bounced up in the air when Jake Lawler tried to nod it back to the Guiseley goalkeeper.
This really is playground football, some of it, isn't it?
Throw coming in from below, up towards Ollie Johnson, headed out by Wilson. Good header from the former Guiseley man into the feet of Danny Boschel. Plays it up towards Boys, but it's cut out well by St Just. Over the halfway line now for the North Ferriby left winger. He gets the ball out towards the touchline and is held up by Ryan Toulson. Looks for options.
Good feet from St Just there.
And the ball forward here towards Jarman. Stephen Drench has to be sharp off his line and claims that ball. It's up towards Brooksby. Ryan Toulson and Danny Boschel chasing the ball. Good flick in from Boschel to give it to Brooksby, and then Toulson drills one in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, taken away from Ollie Johnson by Matt Wilson. A good challenge. Good header from Jake Lawler to get it away from Nathan Jarman. Can Guiseley craft something in these final 15 minutes or so of this game? 4-3 down here at North Ferriby. Throw in for the Lions. Level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Thrown in by Toulson.
Football's been better this last couple of minutes.
Here with Ollie Johnson. He gives it to Toulson. Good cross towards the back post. Forrest with his first touch. Can't keep it in play. And it's behind for a goal kick.
Mr. Heath's delighted from 60 yards away with the quality of the defending, and so he should be.
2 more goals in the Premiership. Everton 3, Aston Villa 0. Southampton 6, Sunderland 0. So,
if Gus Poyet was the Harrogate manager, he'd still be safe in his job.
I think if I was a Harrogate manager. Free kick, a goal kick rather, is taken.
We haven't got a head of steam up. I mean, I have to say that some of the passing this last few minutes has been better and a bit sharper, but we're not getting any sustained pressure, are we?
Tempo's just beginning to raise again for Guiseley, though. Danny Forrest has the ball on the left-hand flank.
Well done, Danny Forrest.
Him and Danny Bosch will combine well. Gives it to Andy Holdsworth. Holdsworth sends it out to the right-hand side. Ryan Toulson up from full-back again. This time delivers a good ball towards the back post. It's up towards Danny Lowe. Goalkeeper Nickling gets there ahead of him and palms it away. And it's out for a corner.
If I was a defender for Ferriby, he would give me nightmares, the keeper. He comes flying out, doesn't he?
Guys with a corner on the left-hand side. Brooksby to take. The body's in the box now. This one towards Skelton. Headed away. Andy Holdsworth on hand to recover the second phase. Gives it back here to Ryan Toulson. Still the body's in the penalty area for Toulson to aim for. Plays it up towards Skelton on the back post. Defensive header from Denton is excellent. And it's out for a Guiseley throw.
That sort of half-hit ball into box when you've got players as large as the 2 centre-halves and Denton, he's going to get nothing, is it?
Low, speculative ball forward, claimed by Nickling. And we are heading towards the final 9 minutes or so of this game. It's been a 7th goal for Southampton against Sunderland. They're 7-0 up. And Barrow are 4-0 up now against Gloucester City. Guiseley are trailing 4-3 here.
Ollie Johnson's got into some good positions since he's come on, hasn't he? Just stretching him a little bit. The trouble is, because of the way we're set up, his starting position's quite deep, so he's a long way to go from when he gets the ball. But if we overcommit, you're always risking the 5th, aren't you?
Now Ollie Johnson gets on the edge of the area, drills one towards goal. It was always rising, and it just was a foot or two over the bar in the end.
Good strike, though.
But he took it down well in the chest, span round, and drilled it towards the goal, but over, and another opportunity.
In fairness, in this half, I don't think there's been half a dozen opportunities except the goals between the 2 teams, has there?
No, that's true.
You know, we've had 2 in 2 minutes, 2 in 2 minutes, and then 3 in 5 minutes, and the rest of the game, I don't think there's been a dozen shots between the 2 teams.
The ball flicked over towards Stephen Drench. He clears. Now Ollie Johnson's chasing against Matt Wilson. Johnson does so well. Wilson tries to hold him up. Johnson plays it into Boys. Boys back here to Holdsworth. Holdsworth drive is wayward.
It's well constructed, though, isn't it?
It was
well
a
constructed.
Good move, wasn't it? Good work again, Ollie Johnson.
Yeah. Well, Matt Wilson also is both carrying a bit of an injury, and he's having problems with his left arm as well, which is semi-dead at the moment. He's got like an elbow injury, so he was saying he's patched up out there, so he's probably struggling a little bit as well.
Filed a 2-0 up now against Gainsborough. And Boston 3, Hyde 1. It's 4-3 here with 8 minutes to go to North Ferriby. Ferriby scoring twice early in the second half after it was 2-2 at the break. Danny Lowe getting a goal back for Guiseley, which keeps them in this game. Lowe up towards Ollie Johnson. Great header from Matt Wilson.
One thing Matt can do is head the ball, isn't it?
His most influential goal has to be that one. It got the equaliser at Nuneaton that night.
Yes. Although I have to say that in terms of today's game, my view is that actually they look fairly comfortable, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, all you've got is centre halves heading it and kicking it, which is what centre halves do. We're not being clever enough at all.
We have just won a rather cheap free kick. It's back towards the dugout, though. Wayne Brooksby will take. Guiseley will throw the bodies forward.
The referee hadn't a clue where that was. Not a clue.
5 players in the area to aim for. Up towards Adam Boys. It's headed away. Again, it's comfortable for Ferriby at the moment, and They get it up to the halfway line, and Jamie Yates will chase. Ryan Tilson's there ahead of him. Plays it back to Stephen Drench. Drench plays it back into Ferriby territory, but Hone is ahead of the Guiseley front line to clear. Jake Lawler sends it back to Drench again. And Drench up towards the front line again. Danny Forrest trying to win the flick on. Boys gets the head. Forrest gets the second ball, but it's a good tackle again.
Jake's done well at centre half since he's going to drop back there.
Tilson into the chest of Holdsworth, and then Boys is bundled in the back by Hone. Guys who get a free kick in a dangerous area. It's about 5 or 6 yards from the edge of the D.
Even the locals thought that was a foul.
Yeah, it was pretty clear, wasn't it?
Well, it must have been near homicide, presumably.
Free kick that's Andy Holdsworth standing over. I think, I don't know, I think this is in shooting distance, don't you?
It is with the downhill slope, yes.
It could be Brooksby, it could be Holdsworth here. Guys, you've got players forward. Jake Lawless forward. There's going to be another substitute. I'm not sure if it's happening now.
It isn't.
Holdsworth will take anyway. He drills this one in towards the near post. It's just palmed behind by the goalkeeper, Nicklin, for a corner, but it was a well-placed free kick from Andy Holdsworth, reminiscent of the two that he got against Bradford Park Avenue a couple of seasons ago.
In fairness, the keeper there to be saved, wasn't it? But it was a good save.
Corner comes in up towards Ollie Johnson on the goal! Back of the net! And Ollie Johnson has grabbed the equaliser. Wow, the corner went in. The goalkeeper wasn't convincing, and Ollie Johnson heads it in from close range, and it's now North Ferriby United 4, Guiseley 4.
And Ollie Johnson header, there's a collector's item.
Goalkeeper's going to be very disappointed with that, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess it's poor goalkeeping.
In the 6-yard area from a corner. No complaints really from North Ferriby. I mean,
well, the number four is just protesting because he does, but you know,
it was just poor. I mean, Ollie Johnson should never have been able to head home for that range. But guys,
have they made their other substitution? Because I can't tell.
I think he might have sat back down.
All right,
just for the moment. Now the headed clearance from Jake Skelton onto Danny Boschel under halfway line. Ollie Johnson into Forrest. Boschel up towards Ollie Johnson again. He handles, and it'll be a free kick to North Ferriby.
What an odd game.
It's 4-4, but yeah, it still doesn't feel like one of those classic
games. It's not been a good game at all. It's been a horrible game.
Strange sort of game.
If this was football every week, I wouldn't come and watch it.
The one forward by Matt Wilson. 2 players go down, including Jake Skelton in the area. Eventually it's helped away. I think Jarman's one of them down. Poor ball gives Ferriby possession back here with Yates. Up against Danny Boschel. Now will Ferriby have a throw-in on the right-hand side that they can take long. And they might try to do that. They take it short, actually. Of course, Bruce was the long throw, who was the substitute who came on. Great tackle comes in from Ollie Johnson. He blocks the ball. Now Wayne Brooksby's battling away, trying to win this one back. It's a good clearance from Matt Wilson. Forward again for Danny Lowe. I think we'll see this game stretch as both sides think they can win this. It's now with Danny Hone. Hone clears. Headed on by Boschel.
Why this reminds me of like an Evo stick game against Frickley Athletic. Because it's a Billy Heath game, isn't it?
Adam Hoyes has just bundled over the... Go on, explain.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like, you know, in those dim and distant Evo or Unibond days, you'd play games like this. It'd be a Tuesday night and it'd be snowing and it'd be horrible. Pitch would be disgraceful, dressing rooms would be flooded, and, you know, hey ho, the common factor is Billy Heath.
Jason St. Just is coming off.
Which is a bit of a surprise, isn't it? Because I think he's had a very good game, the kid.
Adam Boulder's coming on.
Oh, well, there we go.
So, there's the reason.
Well, they've brought him on to stiffen up midfield, haven't they?
It's a surprise. I mean, I don't know really what to say about this game.
No, nothing polite.
It leaves you kind of speechless, but it's fantastic to see us get back after being so behind so quickly in that second half. But now Ferriby might have a sting in the tail. Tackle comes in on Jarman on the edge of the area, and Boschel and Jake Skelton and Jarman have had a bit of a coming together, and Jake Skelton just needs to keep his head. Jarman's responded.
Jarman is a complete...
He's tried to get the free kick. He
spent the whole game trying to get somebody sent off, and that's just Jarmo, and that's why, you know, you don't want Jarmo in your dressing room. He's always the same player.
And now this just... It threatened to bubble over here. The referee just trying to get everyone away. There must be a crowd of 8 players around, 4 of each side. Ryan Tilson's been told to go away by Andy Holdsworth. Skelton reacted, and Jarman and Skelton both got up and confronted each other. Hopefully the referee just say common sense here. I think he just needs to take the sting out of it, just tell them both to calm down. It's a usual thing in football, isn't it? Handbags. Nothing...
yeah, but it's snidey from Jarmo. It's a kid, innit? You know what I mean?
Referee's dealt with that well, I think.
Yeah, yes. It is classic handbags.
So, shake hands and get on with it.
But he's tried to make something out of nothing, hasn't he?
Tempers fraying as this game gets towards its conclusion.
Oh, and he's going to intelligently give a drop ball now. Please, let's not contest it. Very wise.
Jarman sends it back to the goalkeeper, Stephen Drench.
Surprised he didn't fall over, actually.
Southampton 8, Sunderland 0, by the way, in the Premiership. Chelsea 2-1 now against
Southampton
Crystal
8?
Palace. 8-0.
Good God.
And Arsenal 2, Hull 2. I didn't see the other goal going in there.
No, it was 2-0 when we last heard, wasn't it?
And it's gone out for touch anyway, this ball forward from Guiseley. A couple of the score lines as well, just as we head to the 90. File 2, Gainsborough 1. So Gainsborough got a goal back in that game.
Can you imagine if you'd walked in the bookies this morning, can I have, 10 quid on Southampton 8, Sunderland 0?
I think they'd be talking to you tonight, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Adam Nicklin with the ball at his feet as we go across the 90. We'll just wait and see what's going to be added. Flicked on by Denton. Jake Lawler gets it away. You still feel there's going to be a sting in the tail in this game, one way or the other. I just don't have a feeling this is going to end up as a draw.
This has just been one of the strangest games I've ever seen in my life.
4 minutes of added time. The throw towards Denton, flicked on, helped away by Boschel. Up towards the front line. Ollie Johnson takes it down under pressure, tries to win it. Just overruns and goes into Wild. There's nothing too wrong with Wild. He'll be okay. But, he's certainly making the referee know that he's been knocked.
I have never heard witching like this. I mean, he's just been fouled by Ollie Johnson.
It's unusual.
Being fouled by Ollie Johnson is like being savaged by a sheep, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest.
Wild is fine, and play will continue.
My missus tackles harder than that.
Nicklin sends it in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, up towards Jake Skelton. Denton's got into it, nobody's cleared. Skelton eventually does help the ball away. It's with Wayne Brooksby now.
Well done, Wayne. Turn out, well done, son.
And he holds the ball up, gives it to Ollie Johnson, gets the ball back from Ollie Johnson. Danny Boschel collects. Guys, you just exchange passes with each other in their own half and try to slow things down, but Ryan Tilson gives a loose ball away, and guys, you need to watch out because it goes immediately up towards Denton. Good interception from Jake Lawler. And then it's sent long up towards Ollie Johnson. But Hone wins the header.
Well, that's a great
and then
ball.
a good one over the top. Hone's ahead of Adam Boys. The two sort of bump into each other and claim the other's fouled the other, but nothing's given, and it goes back to the goalkeeper.
In fairness to the centre half there, he's just done his job. He's done it very well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's
good defending.
Yeah.
Good defending. As the expression goes, you don't have to disappear, do you?
Flicked on by Denton now as Ferriby tried to carve out another opening before the end of this game. Out here to King. Curled in towards the back post, up towards Stephen Drench, and it was flicked away from him by Nathan Jarman, but he couldn't send it towards the goal. And it was a good opportunity there for North Ferriby to snatch it at the end there with
90 seconds or thereabouts.
A minute and a half of stoppages left. Wow, that would have been a dramatic finish. Still going though, and North Ferriby still on the attack. Still sensing that they could deserve something. Good tackle comes in from Danny Boschel. And then Adam Boys is challenging with Hone, and he goes down to ground and rolls around on the ground. Adam Boys is told not to get involved. Hone is up and he's fine, and Hone confronts Boys, but the referee actually told him to get away.
Have you ever seen a game like this where the referees
Bizarre.
let things happen? The behaviour of the Ferriby players is a disgrace.
That was pretty poor. Headed
There's
away now
nothing
by
happened.
Skelton.
Talk about it's a man's game. Good Lord.
It's back inside Guiseley's half, and then played up towards Adam Boys. Boys chasing up against Hone. Boys and Hone, and then Hone goes across Boys. Ensures that he goes to ground. And I think he knows exactly what he's done there, actually.
This is just
he's done well.
This is just laughable.
Done well to earn the free
I have to
kick.
say I'm becoming very irritated by this now. It's just poor.
It's only got a few seconds left, AD. At least he can only have to put up for it for a little while longer.
What's left? About 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
It can't be much more than that. It was a bit farcical, that. The two sort of combined together. Home did the thing where if you get in front of the attacker, then go down to ground, you're going to get a free kick.
In fairness, it's a free kick. I've no problem with the free kick.
Well, it's well worked. The ball inside the Guiseley penalty area from the long free kick up towards the halfway line. Adam Boyce chasing. Matt Wilson gets a header. One last throw for Guiseley. Perhaps one last chance for the Lions. Possibly. 4 each here. Ball with Lowe. Lowe lays it forward, and in the end the referee blows the full-time whistle. Oh, what an eventful game this has been. North Ferriby United 4, Guiseley 4. And there's still things going on off the pitch because the...
this is a sort of situation where, frankly, I'd like to be on the pitch, Colin.
Well, off you go then, AD.
Yeah.
I'll summarise, and thanks for everything. But it's been a very busy afternoon of football here. It was 2 early goals here with a goal from Adam Boyes and Liam King equalising just 2 minutes later. Guiseley went 2-1 down rather when Tom Denton scored after 31, a header home, and then there was an equaliser from Adam Boyes just 2 minutes later, and then the second half seemed to be going all the way of the home side. Goal from Jason St Just had a touch of offside and controversy about it, but then Tom Denton added a fourth on 54, nodding home without any real queries or questions on that one. But Guiseley battled, and then late on, Danny Lowe, 5-6 minutes after going 4-2 down, combined well with Gavin Rothery, lofted the ball over the goalkeeper and put it in the back of the net, and then Ollie Johnson, with 5 minutes left, headed home a corner inside the 6-yard box. Goal that the goalkeeper will be deeply disappointed about. It's 4-4 here, 8 goals. Incredible game.
Yes, and in fairness, probably a draw of some sort is probably a fair result for what's been a really bad adult of football, if I'm honest.
Well, it's been a very tempestuous affair as well as a high goal scoring affair. Let's just quickly run down the goals and then we will be moving on. Just quickly the scores from the Vanarama Conference North. Just to update you in the Premier League, first of all, Manchester City 4, Tottenham 1 finished there. Arsenal 2, Hull 2, Burnley 1, West Ham 3, Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 2, Everton 3, Villa 0, Newcastle and Leicester still 0-0, Southampton 0, Sunderland 0, and it finished Huddersfield 4, Blackpool 2, Huddersfield 2, Kidderminster 0, and Torquay 2, Grimsby 3. Of course, Grimsby next up next week. In the Conference North, Vanarama Conference North, Barrow 5, Gloucester 0, Boston 3, Hyde 1, Boston down to 10 men in that, Brackley 0, Tamworth 0, still not finished there, Fylde 2, Gainsborough 1, Hensford 1, Bradford Park Avenue 1, Leamington 0, Stockport 2, Lowestoft 2, 10-man Oxford 1, 4-4 here, Solihull 3, Chorley 1, Stalybridge 1, Colwyn Bay 2, and still playing but Worcester City 2, Harrogate 0. Hope you enjoyed it today. We'll be back next Saturday, the big one, the 4th round qualifying tie at Grimsby Town. We'll see you then. Hope you enjoyed it this afternoon. 4-4. Phew. Hopefully there'll be a few goals to describe next weekend. 1-0 away. That would do me. We'll see you next weekend. Cheers.